Streetwise Intellect Productions.
What's happening, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Bubble Podcast, your new home for Bay Area talent, presented by Streetwise Intellect Productions. I'm your host, Mr. Reed the Realist, and this is another episode of Views and Opinions entitled Stop Being Disillusioned. Now, in this segment, I basically want to go over how Black people need to start reconditioning our mentals and the way we think in our frame of minds. And I don't want to do too much plugging of the website or any type of clothing or merch, anything right now. So we're just going to jump into the topic. So the topic again is stop being disillusioned. Now, the reason why I think that we as a culture are really disillusioned is because our expectations of life are somewhat of a fantasy. It's euphoric. It's something that's like a Disneyland type of theme park type of thought process. And I can't say I don't get it. I see where it comes from. It's a lot of influences as far as basic music, or we see movies, or we see somebody around us that is striving to have a lot of ornaments or status symbol things. You know, I get it. The influences around us a lot. But when we set our expectations too high, so high to where we get so discouraged in trying to meet those feats, that's where all the problem and the turmoil comes from. That's where the bitterness as a culture comes from, because our expectations are too high, guys. We need to stop living in the ghetto, talking about I'm about to get out this ghetto, and the only thing you're thinking about is buying a house or something like that. I mean, that's a great expectation to have. I'm not saying not have those expectations, not have those dreams, not have those aspirations. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, let's go about it in more of a strategic matter. Let's start thinking about things more goal oriented, like small goals. You know, let's set goals to achieve that big feat that we are dreaming about. You know what I mean? Let's take it more step by step, guys. Not everybody's life are the same. No one, even out here in the Bay Area, can tell you about the same type of life that they're living. And you can ask the same two people, two neighbors. Everything is different. So we need to have different expectations. You can't expect the same instant gratification from something that you've seen somebody else do. That just doesn't work like that, guys. Stop putting these unrealistic goals on yourself when you just got a job, saying that, oh man, I'm gonna work these 6 weeks, these 8 weeks, I'm gonna stack these checks and I'm gonna do this. Man, it just does not work like that. All right? It doesn't work like that. I don't care who's paying all your bills or whatnot. It doesn't work like that. You still have to buy your food. You're probably gonna have some clothes. Every man and woman has habits in their lives. So it just doesn't work like that. So we need to stop. And I brought that up just as an example because that's a prime example. People get something, start getting a line of money, and they're instantly making these big old plans. No, man. Make plans to do something little first. Do the little stuff first. Everything big is made up of a lot of little things. Let me say that again. Everything that you know of in this lifetime that is big is made up of a lot of little things. So that means it's been a lot of work behind anything that you know and see in life today. So stop looking for the instant gratification, guys. Stop thinking, you know what I don't like to see? I don't like to see us being like the followers of each other, man. It's like, okay, one person's doing good on this job, so everybody wants to go over there and try to get that same type of job. That's not what we're from. We're from innovation. We're from people that sit around and thought of stuff to make things better for future generations. So it's not like instant gratification. Again, I keep saying that because I feel like that's what my culture is a lot. I mean, that's what drives us. That's what a lot of our drive is based on, instant gratification. And we need to stop that. Let's start thinking with the frame of mind of building, like, okay, it's going to take me about 3 weeks to build this frame. It's going to take me about this many amount of months to do all of this and get everything together. Let me plan out for at least a couple years. Let me over plan. It takes a lot of work to do anything that you're going to do, period. Doesn't matter how long it's going to be, what short of time. And it's just, I don't like us looking like we're followers. Look at the stuff that we learned. A lot of us haven't learned this, but look at the stuff that we are taught, if you're privileged enough to know this information, about some black inventors. They weren't out for the instant gratification, like, I'm gonna invent this washing machine and get all this money and do all of this. No, they were looking at something to make things practical for both themselves and the future generations that come behind them, because they know it's going to be a lot of us probably doing a lot of that work. So let's start doing it. What about the inventors of the stoplight? I don't want to make this a Black History type of episode, but it's like a lot of that stuff. It's a lot of work that goes into doing that type of accomplishment. So stop making these big old goals, guys, and getting discouraged when you're not meeting it, or you think you're not meeting it. You know what I mean? Baby steps are better than no steps. So sometimes we take these baby steps towards a big old goal and we get discouraged. All right, stop being disillusioned. All right, I also want to speak on the point of stop looking at what other people got. You don't know what kind of work they done put in to get what they got. All you know is that, we was out here hanging out one time and all of this, and all of a sudden, bam, that's it. Now you think that, let me go do what they do. Stop that, man. Stop that, because now you're taking away from your creativity or what you're supposed to be doing in life. We all individually supposed to be doing something. We are all like fabrics in this basket of life. You know what I mean? So we all need to start working together, and doing that. By us doing that, I think we'll be stronger as a culture in the future. I spoke on how I think our future looks bleak. I think it was an episode back or so. But our future the future is never just written. It's what we make it. And what I see is, it used to be super, super, super grim, super dark. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I used to be like, damn. But now that I'm starting to pay attention a lot more on the social media, I'm starting to see a lot of conscious posts, a lot of conscious beliefs and opinions being stated. And I like that. And that's encouragement. So that's why I be doing these type of shows, these views and opinions type of shows, to try to bring some cultural awareness from a street point of view, because I am a street guy. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna try to be up here fronting like I'm some type of Harvard graduate or anything like that. No, I'm just a street guy that has a lot of opinions and a lot of views. So back to the topic. So we need to stop looking at what is being portrayed on network, social media, movies, radios, all of that stuff, TV, all of that. We need to stop thinking that is the way of life, because all of that is just notions. All of those stories are just notions, and it's not something that people should be basing their lives upon. And that's what is disillusioning us as a Black culture, because we see that and we think, that's the way it's supposed to be for us, and that's the way, no. We're supposed to be building our own thing and letting the world chip away at who we are, as far as like, I don't want to say people be copying us, because I don't want to keep putting us on a pedestal, because we are so down in the gutter. It's not funny to even be trying to talk about us as kings and queens. But anyway, but speaking of that, that's another part of this story. Kings and queens. Stop walking around. I get it. I get it, guys. I get it, ladies. I get it. I get it, everyone. I get it. You're trying to uplift and keep the emotions and everything going through the struggle. I get it, man. But it's a disillusioning type of uplifting when you walk around calling somebody a king or some queen or something like that. Stop it, man. Stop that, man. That right there is disillusioning everybody, man, because ain't nobody no king and no queen of nothing. Period. I don't even get where that stuff even come from, man. Stop that, bro. Stop that, because that's pumping people's head up, and it's just making people thinking that there's something that they're not. And then when they get older, or when they reach a certain point in life, and they realize that they ain't the king of shit, it's bad. It's bad, man. So we need to stop that. Stop that, please. All right, stop walking around trying to do that false uplifting, calling each other king. King, where did that come from? Can somebody, mention that to me? Where did that come from? If black people were so much kings and queens back in Africa or whatever, wherever that term came from, what happened? What kind of kings and queens let they people get pillaged the whole continent? There's some weak ass kings and queens, man. So stop it, man. Stop it. The disillusioning thing is really a thing that we really keep going. Yes, it was manifested through the hatred of us by some other cultures. Yes, I agree with that. I full wholeheartedly agree with that. However, now that I look back on things, none of those cultures are sitting around in our gatherings, in our circles. Everybody that's sitting around and kicking it with us and basically around us are the same demographic, same color, same people that's in the same impoverished state or whatever. So it's none of those people that's around us that's influencing us. So it is us that keeps the disillusioning going. Oh, I need to get this paper. Oh, I need to get this, or put your hundreds on top and have hella ones or whatever. Stop being fake. Stop doing all of that, man. All of that stuff is messing us up. It's messing us up, man. I'm so sick of hearing, man. Stop it, bro. Stop it, sis. Stop it. Throw that fake ass bag back in the liquor store, or wherever the hell you got that fake ass bag from. Bruh, stop fronting. All right, stop fronting. These kids are out here looking at what you're doing. They're looking at everything you're doing, man. And yes, I'm about to start speaking on the kids, because that's what these shows are about. This platform is about. I'm trying to not mentor. I'm trying to show what's going on out here. I'm trying to expose how we're supposed to be living with each other and one another. So yes, the show and everything that I try to do is for the generations that come after us, man, because they need to know. They need to know this ain't the way to be living. This ain't don't live like this your whole life thinking that, oh, I'm gonna do this if I work hard doing this, if I stack it. It's not gonna work like that, man. It's not gonna work like that. You have to start thinking ahead. You have to start thinking that, hey, if I do this, so-and-so might happen, or so-and-so might. This is what you need. That you have to have. This is what they call contingency plans. Okay, contingency plans. You have something to fall back on. So it's not like you stacking all your money for a rainy day. No, this ain't the old days, man. It's a lot more rainy days. It's a lot more seasons in between sunny and rainy days. these days, man. It's ugly out here. But yeah, you have to start planning around, guys. You have to start thinking ahead, guys. You have to start making small goals. Because when you start making those small goals and you start setting those small goals, guess what? Your whole self-esteem starts going up. Once your self-esteem starts going up, that means your eyesight starts going up a little bit more. You know what I mean? You start standing a little bit more taller. You know, everything starts seeming a little bit more brighter. Your ideas start seeming more realistic, more touchable. You see where I'm going with this? We need to stop being disillusioned. All right? Stop thinking, oh, if I do this and if I stack this right quick, I can go get this one car. I mean, once you get that, I'm gonna tell you straight up, guys. I'm not somebody that was always a flossy person in life. I've never really been one to be like, oh, I gotta get this so I can show this. Yeah, I mean, y'all see me, I got the town look. I got my teeth in all the time and probably have a watch or a chain on here and there. But yes, I used to be that guy that, I gotta get those deuces, man. Oh man, I gotta go get this. And once you get them, and I say all that to say this because I'm speaking from experience. Once you get those things, once you achieve these things, you still feel empty. You still feel unaccomplished. It's nothing. It's like, damn. You get to that point, it's like, damn. So that's why I'm saying set a lot of small goals. So once you start achieving these small goals, you can start getting that feeling a little bit, and it's like, okay, you know how to feel, and now it's more like a second nature and third nature thing to you, to where it's like, man, all right, I made that goal. All right, yeah, I gotta set this one coming up 2 hours from now. You know what I mean? That's how quick you gotta be setting them when they start coming. But start small, guys. That's my thing. Stop being disillusioned out here that you gotta have this, because once you reach that status, you still ain't shit. I'm gonna keep it solid with you. I'm gonna keep it a whole 1,000 with you right there. You ain't nothing, bruh. You ain't nothing. You a target now. And I'm not trying to scare fools or nothing like that, man, but you got more stuff to look out for, man. And that's crazy, man. Why would you want to bring that stuff on when you got these other goals in mind? You feel me? So let's start changing up the way we're thinking, man. Let's start changing up the way we're thinking, because it's going to change up the way our culture is looked upon, because we're looking at ourselves differently. It starts within first. So that's what this episode is about. Quit being disillusioned. Quit thinking that you can go over here and get this mansion and do it quickly, and you're gonna do all of this, and you got all these plans. Stop that, man. Stop it, please. Please. I just want us to thrive. At least, I want a few years of my life to me seeing my culture like, damn, we made a whole 180. Actually a 720, because we done turned all the way around several times. But yeah, man, I'm starting to yap now, guys, because I'm feeling myself on this one. I love you guys for listening to me rant and rave sometimes, but my views and opinions are really, really culturally uplifting, at least meant to be. And I hope those of you that are listening thus far, all the way to this point, are really taking in something and can take something away from this. So I appreciate you guys for listening to this episode of Views and Opinions, which was labeled Stop Being Disillusioned. This is the Bubble Podcast presented by Streetwise Intellect Productions. I have been your host, Mr. Reed the Realist, and I would appreciate you guys going over to the website and checking out the merch, and possibly signing up to the mailing list. And the website address is streetwiseintellectproductions.com. That is streetwiseintellectproductions.com. Until the next Views and Opinions episode, I'm Mr. Reed the Realist. I love you guys. I'm out of here. Peace.